Доброго дня. This is Benjamin Stewart. I've been in Kyiv for the last few weeks, and I'm already so fond of this city. The fact that I'm going to be leaving soon to go back to the US is giving me the blues. Did you notice the phrase I just used to describe my emotions? In this video, we'll be learning some expressions to describe our feelings in English. Stay with me until the end, and I'll teach you all about how to talk about your emotions like a native speaker. But before I share these dozen or so phrases with you, please subscribe to the Green Forest channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And I would personally be on cloud 9 if you could put your thumbs up and like this video. So let's get started with the positive emotions.
It's exciting!
Of course, we all know the phrase, I'm happy. And a native English speaker will understand you perfectly if you use it to describe your mood. But there are so many more options that will more accurately tell about the emotions of happiness that will only benefit your English. The first phrase is the one I just used a little bit earlier, to be on cloud 9. Now this means to be extremely happy, up in the clouds, right? Now I guarantee you, after 5 minutes, you will be on cloud 9 after learning so many useful phrases in this video.
I'm on cloud 9 right now.
Now, a new slang synonym for something great is bussin'. Now, this adjective means something amazing, something really good. Especially, I think it refers to really great food. This food is bussin'. This kotleta po-kyievsky is bussin'. So, it's interesting just because, you know, new phrases evolve all the time in English, and even a native speaker like myself, I have to stay on top of these new phrases or the language will leave me behind. So another slang word from my experience for feeling really excited or happy would be to feel stoked. I'm stoked about the coffee at this coffee shop because it's delicious. And this comes from, it's the same word we use to stoke up a fire if you're at a campfire and you make it burn hotter by putting more wood on it. It's getting stoked up.
Seriously, guys, I am so stoked.
So, if your meal was a little bit less than bussin' and you're not feeling on cloud 9, you might be feeling a little bit sad. Let's talk about alternatives to feeling sad. We have a lot of them in English because American people, just like everyone else, feel sad for all sorts of different reasons. We often in America use adjectives like down, like I'm feeling down today, don't know why, just feel kind of down, or low. You know, after having such a great week on vacation, I came home and now I'm just feeling super low. These things kind of describe this simple idea of feeling sad.
You know, you feel blue, right? I'm down, I'm feeling down.
Or I'm bummed out is a classic American expression. Feeling bummed because I got a bad grade on my test, for example. You know, a little bit more intense of an expression would be my heart hurts. This works really well. People use it all the time when they're really sad.
My heart hurts because I fell out of love.
Down in the dumps is a really classic American idiom. You know, your best friend might call you in the morning after your girlfriend broke up with you and check on you and you say, I'm feeling down in the dumps.
Your illness is putting you down in the dumps.
Another great idiom would be feeling a lump in your throat. It means you have that feeling of wanting to cry.
I've been ignoring this big lump in my throat.
We have the expression, I want to cry my eyes out. I don't even know if that really counts as an idiom, but it's a great phrase to express that extreme feeling of just wanting to let your emotions burst.
And I cried my eyes out because I had a miscarriage.
So another interesting phrase to describe this feeling of sadness or depression would be to be at the end of your rope. So, you know, a rope is the cord like that holds things on a sailboat made out of cordage. It's something you pull, and when you're at the end of that rope, it means you're about to let go. when you've been dealing with a situation for a long time and suddenly you feel like you can't deal with it anymore. So, for example, if you've been having trouble with your boss at work, you might say, I just feel like I'm at the end of my rope with this situation, which means you might be quitting tomorrow, for example.
Listen, I'm at the end of my rope here.
The last expression we'll use for this feeling of sadness is the first one I referenced in the video, to feel blue, or to be feeling the blues. And this is actually a musical reference. Everyone knows the blues in American music, the musical style invented by many African Americans at the turn of the century and has become such an important part of rock and roll, etc. But that music genre really invented this idea of feeling blue and talking about depression in different ways. And so we use this all the time, like, I gotta leave Kiev soon, so I'm feeling the blues about it.
Sometimes I just feel blue.
Enough about sadness. We have enough sadness in this world. Let's talk about anger. Now, the first expression in American English I would indicate that you need to know is feeling pissed off. I feel angry, I feel pissed off. I'm super pissed about this situation, right? This is feeling anger, feeling ready to fight about something.
I'm pissed off, asshole. She's pissed off, asshole.
Another good expression is I've had it, or I've had it up to here with you, for example. I've had it up to here with you. Why do you keep doing this to me? We'll say things like, this means war, which is, kind of might be a triggering statement at this point, but we indicate the readiness to fight when we feel anger sometimes.
This means war.
Another good expression is blowing a fuse. This is an electricity term, like a fuse in your car or in the house. That electricity runs through. When there's too much electricity, it bursts and you have to replace it. And when that happens to you, you blow a fuse, you lose control, or you burst with anger. I was a fan of that show, and when I found out they're not bringing it back, I blew a fuse, which means I lost control or I burst with anger.
What's up, you blow a fuse or something?
So there's, of course, the deliciously fun to say American word or phrase, F off, very satisfying. That is really something to be saved for the last moment. You might never get a friend back if you tell them that. It's an extreme measure. And so maybe a more polite synonym to use would be something like get off my back. Like, why are you always calling and checking on me all the time? I'm fine, get off my back. It's something you could use in different situations. It's not nearly as rude as off.
None of your business. Get off my back.
Maybe the last phrase we'll talk about is cut it out. Cut, like with a knife, cut it out. It means stop, enough. For me, this is really like a phrase that a mother would tell to her fighting children. She'd say, cut it out! And hopefully they would stop. It's not something you'd really tell your friends necessarily, but that's what it means.
Cut it out, Ross.
Let's leave these, negative emotions for a little bit and look at a few expressions in English that describe some moments of peace or at least relaxation. This is an important part of life as well. And the first phrase that I would say is really crucial in at least, current American English is the phrase chilling, or to chill out, or to be chill. For example, I don't know if I'm going to work today. I feel like chilling. I think I'm just going to chill. This is super native English. It means you might not even care about the consequences, but you just need some time to relax.
I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
Another expression in this vein is to take it easy. Now, if you tell your best friend to f*** off, they might say, take it easy. What's wrong? Chill out.
Take it easy.
Psychologists say that to speak our fears is to help get rid of them. So let's learn a few phrases to talk about fears in English. The first one that comes to my mind is when something sends a shiver down your spine. It's that feeling where the hairs raise up on the back of your neck and you get tense. Oh, and another good expression for this would be, my hackles are raised. And this actually refers to, you know, if you ever see dogs sniff each other and they don't like each other, and the fur on their back of their neck raises up and it means they might fight. This is, my hackles are raised. So if something freaks you out and you feel like you might have to run or fight, we use that in English as well.
I can see your hackles are up.
Well, I hope you're not tired yet, because we have the last emotion left, feeling tiredness. Now, along with, of course, the classic phrase, I'm exhausted, we have phrases such as I'm devastated, which can mean sadness or total exhaustion.
I am not depressed. I am exhausted.
Or I'm at zero, meaning there's nothing left in your battery. Another great synonym for this is I'm drained. Now, you know, a drain is the hole in your sink where all the liquid goes through. So to be drained is when all of your energy or juice has drained out of you and you're empty. The body being left completely dehydrated without energy.
Mentally, I just feel drained.
Very similar synonym to this would be the feeling of being worn out. You know, clothes become worn out, shoes become worn out, and it means to become damaged or useless from normal everyday wear. So just like clothes can be worn out, we can become worn out, and that means we feel tired.
Useless old worn out.
Now the last expression we'll use is I am weary. And the adjective weary does come from this, to wear something, to be worn out, totally a related word. But the sense of feeling weary is kind of its own expression. For example, they were weary after their long journey, or I'm weary of these games. Just, you should know this expression, but I will say a lot of people, at least in the US, don't really say this anymore. It sounds kind of dated, like you would read it in The Lord of the Rings or something, but it is very much something that will be written, and you should know what it is.
Go now and rest, for you are weary with sorrow and much toil.
We often also just say, I'm done. I feel done. I can't do it anymore. I'm done. So, speaking of being done, that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. It's super fun for me to talk about these weird, silly expressions we use in English to make our everyday conversation more colorful. I hope you've learned some about how to express your emotions like a native speaker. And I would encourage you to pick a few of these phrases from what I shared and start practicing them. Try to incorporate them into your English today. Why not just try? So go ahead and subscribe to the Green Forest channel. Keep learning more interesting phrases, and I hope to see you in future videos. Дуже дякую вам. До побачення.